morning, everyone. My name is Rey Lira, and today we're going to be doing the Ergonauts Mission Control with a few special guests. And I want to say thank you for everyone for joining us and for everyone who watches us at a later date as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
So today's discussion, we're going to go over a few introductions, go over some workplace ergonomic issues, the Ergonauts, and a little bit of the Ergo Office platform. And Steve, I'll let you introduce Sarah Runion. Thank you for being with us.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Ray. Let me introduce Ray first. As I think I mentioned a couple of people earlier that Ray is he's a board member for Ergonauts. He's trusted. He's our mission controller, and he's uniquely qualified as Ray's a graduate of the Air Force Academy, and he's also a pilot in the United States Air Force currently. So anyway, thank you, Ray. I appreciate. I know you've had a busy evening and coming on today. We appreciate that. And then we have our she's actually our new director of business development, Sarah Runion. Sarah and I have we got a close working relationship. I founded the company, and we started working together. And Sarah, she took the Ergo product and she started applying it to her business, and so she's kind of conquering the world. 2 months later, she's took over and she said, okay, all massage therapists need this. So she's taken that part over and has done an amazing job. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Sarah. Let me throw this out. In 2020, there were 16% of the people that were working at home. That's pre-pandemic, and as of today, there's 32% of all people working at home. Employers don't have a clue what they're working in. They don't know where, if they're working at an ergonomic setup, they're getting more comp claims. There's all kinds of drivers for this, but the massage therapists are actually perfect for this. This is they're seeing people at the earliest signs of musculoskeletal disorders. My shoulders hurt, my elbows hurt. We'll talk about all those things. But Sarah, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Yep, I'm Sarah. A little bit about me. I've been a massage therapist for 26 years, and I try to work smarter, not harder. And once I found Ergonauts, I said, hey, I need to check this out, because I was already telling my clients, hey, you need to be making sure you're sitting properly at your desks and stuff, because I work on a lot of business clients. A lot of them work from home. Some of them work in their offices. And I just decided to take the bull by the horns and say, okay, instead of telling them what they need to do, I'm going to show them why they need to do what I've been suggesting. So I got my Ergonaut certification and started right then with my clients and said, hey, let's check out your office setup. And they all agreed, hey, this is helping us because of the little changes and corrections and recommendations that I did. It's really helped them. And I decided we need more massage therapists to get involved with this, because this would be the perfect add-on for them, for their income. If things start slowing down with massage therapy, you have another stream of income. And that's the way I always try to do things, create multiple streams. So if something slows up, something else can kind of pick up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Next slide.
So the cost of poor ergonomics is about $20.7 billion annually. And this represented the 2020 data. And like Steve was saying, after the implosion of 2020 and a lot of people started working from home, they didn't have their typical office setup that they would in their office. So they were working on ironing boards, maybe sitting on the sofa with the laptop in their lap, or who knows what, or on the kitchen table or on the kitchen counter. Because I'm guilty of some of those until I got my desk and everything properly set up. But, so when they're working, even though they're working from home, if they injure themselves, And if they're working for the company, the company's still liable, for work comp claims. So we are helping the company out. We're being a second set of eyes. They may not be able to walk by and say, hey, quit slouching. But if we can come into the home and say, hey, let's get you set up for success and help you be more productive and give you some little micro break exercises and recommendations, that's going to help them be more productive.
Let me, yeah, if you would advance to the next slide, Ray, if you don't mind. And let me jump in on this. So that it's, what this is I just, or we just blew it up. It's the chart out of there. And so when you're looking at potential patients, if you're looking at, what are the things that are causing people pain and suffering, and it's the pain and suffering of the patient, but it's also the pain and suffering of the company. And these I've followed this for the past 25 years, and always at the top you'll see that number one is overexertion involved outside sources. So it's pulling, pushing. Well, if you drop down to number 5, same thing. Number 5 is it, and these things have been on the top and are actually increasing all the way across the board. And the other one is repetitive motion. If you'll look down through there, repetitive motion is, number 9, number 10. But those are the kind of things that we're seeing in the workplace. And then there's a big shift in demographics. We've got baby boomers, one retiring every 8 seconds. So it's like your car wearing out. You have more aches and pains, but it's a huge market. And from that perspective, the massage therapists are literally perfect. You're sitting in the perfect seat to address these, and you're sitting in a perfect seat to create a nice income, in addition to what you're doing. So that's my 2 cents worth on it. And it's a huge opportunity. So right. This is I'll run through this real fast too. How do ergonomic complaints impact a company's performance? Well, lost productivity is, if my neck hurts, my back hurts, I've got tendonitis, whatever that is, the discomfort is definitely, it relates to lost productivity. I'm not doing as much when I'm hurting. Increased healthcare costs from chronic injuries. There's an increase in healthcare costs, but work comp, specifically, that's a major driver. Employee dissatisfaction. If I'm working at home or if I'm working at a traditional office, if I tell you that my back's hurting, my neck's hurting, and people don't resolve those complaints from ergonomic injuries, it's a big deal. People, there's a lot of loyalty that goes away, and they understand that that's your company culture, that you really don't care. So, when the employers, when they have an opportunity to address this, that's, employee satisfaction, work stoppages. When you have somebody that's out, my neck hurts, can't make it in, and then the increased risk. If what may end up being on a massage therapy table is sore shoulders, or my back. Today you may be sitting in a neurologist office 4 months later if it's not addressed. So the risk of doing nothing drives that through the roof. The other thing too is, like I said, that the baby boomers, we're leaving one every 8 seconds, so that's leaving an employee shortage. These employees that companies that can't recruit now, if you have a bad culture, people talk. Number one, they're going to go to the better companies that do address these things, and so it's their company's really in peril. They're at a huge risk of losing employees, but losing their business overall. So If you would, next, Ray. So I'm gonna let Sarah jump in on this one and take it from here. Thank you.
Okay, yep. So for the ergonomic assessments, you definitely need a certified evaluator, and the massage therapist is in the perfect position for that. And what I like about it is the completion of it. You don't have to take your notes and then go home and write a big report. Everything is documented as you do it. And if you make a recommendation, if someone needs a new chair, someone needs a footrest or anything, not only can you make your corrections and your recommendations, items will come up on the list from your recommendations that they can just order right there. And they don't have to go and research, oh, well, they said I need a new chair. I don't know what kind of chair to get. So having that right there saves time. And then if you're not able to assemble anything, there's a link where you can ask, for the help to get your items assembled. And it's consistent results. So if you have 10 people trying to do 10 different reports, it's a mess. This is consistent and it's easy. You just bam, 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 look down, and it's a whole lot easier to understand. It's consistent. And if you're doing a big office of people, the one doing the ordering, can look right at it and say, yep, this is what I need, and order everything for everybody and be able to understand what's going on in each department. Because if you see something consistent in one area that's not in another area, maybe someone's already gotten updated desks and chairs and stuff, and then he can see that. Also, if you have someone younger starting out and you see issues going on with someone older in the office, you can say, okay, if this person's experiencing this now, let's see what we can help with the younger people so that they don't develop the issues that the older employees have.
Definitely.
And the office ergonomics, once you get your training and certifications, everything's standardized, everything's integrated, and it's just easy 1, 2, 3, and it's very easy to do. We also have our Ergonauts approved items. So companies will send their products to Ergonauts. And if we check them out and say, yes, they meet the qualities and everything that we're looking for, then it gets the Ergonaut stamp of approval.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the other thing about that too is and let me if you don't mind, I'll jump in. And you can advance on to the next slide, Ray, if you don't mind. But yeah, so Sarah's talked about the rapid training. It's award-winning training. It goes through, breaks it down, gives you quizzes. You can, it's 24/7, so you have access to it. And they're in 5 to 15-minute modules, so you can stop and come back and start. It sends you a token. You download the app, which is foolproof. And we built in, when Sarah mentioned the lean principles, it's the same. I've taught lean University of Kentucky and Toyota for 25 years. And we use the same principles that Toyota uses to build a Camry every 56 seconds. And then when we talked about the mitigations, so it's your report's done when you're done. There's no report writing, which is a huge deal with evaluators. But when it makes a recommendation, if it says you need a chair, the last slide in this slide, you click on it in the report. You don't have to go hunt. It'll give you, you can, your customers can make a selection on a chair, and they click on that, they can order it from there. And then there's also, we have a link, and Sarah will talk about that, but we have a national network of installers and installers and assemblers that can come out. And the reason this is a big deal is because if you're in a regular office, you have maintenance or you have contract personnel to come in a regular office to do this. But to go out and do this in the home, which is where 32% of the jobs are now, this solves a huge problem for companies and employees alike. And, you know, the network is, they're all insured, they're background checked. So, you know, the systems we built this for evaluator to make them fast and foolproof. And then for the customer, they find it delightful because we covered all the bases. So, and it's all repeatable. These are, you know, if a therapist is conducting one in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and another therapist conducting one in Portland, Oregon, they're going to get repeatable results as standardized work. And so, you know, that's the way we built it out, and it works. So, if you would, next, Ray.
And right now, we are excited to offer you a Labor Day special. Normally, the course is $5.99, and for Labor Day 2024, if you use that code, you'll get it for $99. And that's going through, you know, your modules. You get your certificate printed out as soon as you take your test and pass. And I save mine because sometimes I need to go back and review. So I just log back in on occasion and I'll just kind of review stuff. Say, okay, let me just review, stay on top of it. So you can go back and review it if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's easy to complete. You sign up and you purchase your training. And I know right now on step 2, it says pick the plan that fits you best. We have changed the plan around. So it's $20 per assessment that you do. And then it's a $10 per month for having access to your account. And that is awesome because rather than you going out and trying to find somebody to write the program for you and the software, you know, we take care of all of that. You just use it. And if you ever have any issues or any glitches or problems, you just say, hey, this is going on. And we are right on it to make sure it's corrected so that it's streamlined for you. And then once you customize your personal profile, you know, you can get certified and begin performing. Something else that we're doing, we are currently working on marketing materials. So if a massage therapist, if their mind is just massage therapy and they may not have the sales experience to go approach offices, say, hey, let's check out your office setups and make sure everything's working good. We're currently working on little handouts with all of the facts, the costs of what would happen if you don't do it versus the cost, you know, of having an assessment and the money that's return on their investment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, it seems like a flawless system, especially right now during Labor Day. Save a lot of money if you guys sign up now and try it out. Pass it over to Steve.
Yeah, that's, I think that, Sarah, you said you wanted to keep it about 30 minutes, so you did a great job. But, you know, the main thing is, you know, if you have any questions, her email is, actually, you can contact either one of us directly or sales at Ergonauts. But, you know, give it a try and, we will, the system works. It's a huge business generator. It's a customer, it delights your customers. And so it may be an individual that you're working with, but their entire company may need it. That's the way we, you know, what we're finding out is the people have not had an option for somebody to go out in the community and say, hey, I'll conduct this evaluation and get it done. So again, we have marketing material that you can co-brand it. You can put your, you know, your company logo or your business logo on there, and it's customized for you to hand out or email out or however you want to do that. But you know, the thing that takes me to a massage therapist is when I get enough pain from doing something, I'm ready to listen, you know, because that's at the pain point for me. So that's really all I have. Sarah, I'm going to let you close.
Okay. Well, like Steve said, reach out to us if you have any questions or if you want to learn more and find out if this works for you. I will be your support person. Once you do sign up, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help you out. And if you're close enough, I'll even come and visit you and sit with you and hold your hand if I need to.
I do have a question. Do y'all maintain any government contracts, or is it individually based?
We don't, as far as maintaining government contracts, no, we don't. They use the platform in government facilities, but us as a company, we don't have any government contracts right now. We're actually working on one with 17,000 employees, but the ink's not on the paper yet. So go ahead.
So if I, because I do have a lot of clients who work currently for the government.
Mm-hmm.
So do they pay for it, or do they get their organization to pay for it?
Well, either way, typically the organization will pay for it. They just got to take it back to them, and you'll decide whatever your price is. If you want to, the average price to conduct an evaluation, which takes about 15 minutes. Of course, there's travel, but it's $350. We have customers that you're using it, they charge $650. So however, whatever that looks like, it's your business. You decide what that looks like. But yeah, and I'm not sure. I do work extensively with the military, which is a different. It's like the OSHA standard, but more stringent. And there's actually a requirement in there for every single office to be evaluated. So this is a gift for the safety and health directors in those areas. The standard is called EM385. I'll be happy to send that to Sarah. She can share it with you, but it's on the government to do this. I mean, it's a requirement. And again, their problem is there's one safety and health. I work on a military basis for most of the time, and you have one person, you've got 3,000 jobs, so they're always delighted to have a certified evaluator come out and do something.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to know, like when I previously worked in the government, I know we had a ergonomic specialist come in and kind of do the same thing. But
Right.
So I didn't know. And
Mhm.
like you said, a lot of people do work from home, even if it's just part-time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just trying to gauge that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the, and that's a huge growth area. One of the again, they can't figure out how to get out and service all of their employees. You can do it under one roof. And if you're doing it on a contract at the site, typically you can conduct 2 a day, and that's with report writing and generate reports. With this technology, you can conduct 8 a day. You can, I mean, easily. It's and both these folks can tell you they've done it. You typically start out, it takes you about 30 minutes to conduct one with our platform, but after you've done 4 or 5, you're conducting them in 15 minutes. So that's what you charge your customers and how you structure that. But I'm sure that whoever that is, their folks would be delighted to have an option.
Okay, sounds great.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Yasmin, for your questions. And Sarah, thank you so much for your presentation. And Steve, always a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I'll definitely talk to Sarah probably tomorrow.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
you.
guys.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay, guys.